the weird news.
The weird news.
We got a lot of weird news for you today.
Hold your horses, buddy. If you got a spooky shop, a haunted attraction, paranormal book, or a strange little business of your own, you can sponsor The Witching Hours. We offer host-read ads and sponsor the Weird News segment. Sponsorship for the Weird News segment. I thought I was going to really get it this time. You can find pricing and details at The Witching Hours podcast.com. Come get weird with us.
We're going to get that. We're going to nail that one time. Me and you are both going to get everything right one day. like we're professional podcasters.
You're making me read this, and then you forget I'm supposed to read it every time.
No. Well, we had a little bit of time off. We're going to have a little bit of time off coming up here soon again, though.
Actually, we are, yes.
July. So, actually, I guess we could hit that real quick. The next 2 weeks, we are not going to have. Well, I'll take that back. In the next 2 weeks, we do not have a guest scheduled.
Yes.
And we left that open just in case we wanted to take some kind of summer excursion. We didn't have any big plans. I think we probably will be back next week just for like a hangout. Maybe even going over some more of the government released videos and stuff.
Especially
from the
since
UFO
they
files.
released some more stuff recently.
Some weird stuff. So we'll be back. But our next scheduled guest is going to be Terry Adair, who's going to be coming on August 3rd, which is a UFO and alien skeptic. So we'll be kind of going down the other
that's
side.
an interesting back-to-back set here.
So there we go.
The experiencer versus the skeptic. Bam.
Yeah.
It's a fun little summer sandwich for you.
Exactly. White House picks Harvard professor with polarizing alien theories to lead new UFO council.
Okay.
Harvard astronomer known for splashy theories about alien visits has been tapped by the White House to lead a team of outside scientists to study the national security risk posed by UFOs. Of course, that's none other than Avi Loeb, a cosmologist who studied black holes and served as head of Harvard's astronomy department until 2020. He was recently appointed to helm a new scientific advisory council tasked with investigating the origins of mysterious orbs and other objects reported by military personnel in recent years. Loeb's team will report to a new White House panel focused on UFOs, now often referred to as unidentified anomalous phenomena. So Avi Loeb back in the news. So we'll see what happens with that. Story number 2, teens accused of using plasma cannon to break into Smith High School.
What?
2 teenagers made their first appearance in Guilford County Court in Greensboro on Monday to face multiple charges after several people were accused of using what court records described as a powerful explosive to break into Smith High School. Solomon Caravello Bell, 18, and Chase Haracharan, I tried my best on the last name, 18, were arrested and taken to the Guilford County Jail on the following charges: felony breaking and entering, explosives on educational property, possessions of a weapon of mass destruction, homemade plasma cannon, malicious use of explosives, and felony conspiracy. A juvenile was also detained before being released into custody of a parent. So both allegedly used a homemade plasma cannon to burn a bush and damage the door of the Smith High School in Greensboro before breaking into the building, according to the warrant.
I mean, they're 18. Don't you think they'd be ready to be done with high school? Why are they breaking into it?
I guess they wanted to. I guess they wanted to see. If they could get in through the door there. Mm-hmm.
That is
they made it into
unbelievable.
the school. But that's. I feel like if you can make a homemade plasma cannon, you should probably be doing better things with your time than trying to break into the
right. I know. Use the smarts for something worthwhile there.
The only thing I would think that would be worthwhile at that point is if they're like comic book villains and they needed some kind of something from the science labs or something to be able to make their next dastardly conspiracy with to break into the high school. Other than that, but interesting nonetheless. Story number 3. Research discovered your brain really can sync up with someone else's. A team of researchers published their finding in Trends in Cognitive Sciences is a real phenomenon that's been observed in laboratories and real-world settings. Now, researchers say it isn't just measurable, but it can actually be strengthened. Researchers reviewed a decade of studies involving thousands of people, from regular everyday students to professional artists. Using portable EEG headsets, researchers found that when people are genuinely engaged with one another, their brainwave activity begins to align. Even more interesting, when participants received real-time feedback showing how synchronized they were, that alignment often became even stronger. The researchers think this feedback could eventually become a tool to be deployed in therapeutic settings, schools, and in any walk of life that requires team building. A new federally funded, larger version of the study will test whether strengthening synchrony between therapists and patients can improve treatment outcomes.
I love that science is finally catching up to what all the woo-woo people already know. However, just like the dream thing, like where they're coming up with, getting into people's dreams and they're just going to make McDonald's commercials for us to watch in our sleep. I can see this also going awry when we have our team building at work, making us do it telepathically with each other.
Yeah.
Like, no, I do not want to talk to Ed across the way from me who, about how to strengthen whatever, work-related thing. No, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
How about no?
It is interesting too, because people were talking about the possibility of being able, like how that would work with how that works in the classrooms too. And like the fact that if you can create a classroom dynamic where students actually are engaged with the teacher, like that's one of those things that like the brain waves happening can actually
then there'll definitely
be
more kids that bring the plasma gun to school.
So yeah, I mean, well, we were talking about this the other day, like I imagine we'll talk about this maybe a little bit more tonight, but the idea of telepathy and the benefit of, I guess, understanding to a certain degree that it's plausible, possible things that all humans are capable of. And I guess this is a scientific step in that direction of acknowledging that to at least some degree.
Yeah.
So there we go. Smelling one specific scent can boost the brain's gray matter. According to a new study, wearing the right kind of perfume or cologne can enlarge your brain's gray matter. Researchers from Kyoto University and the University of Tsukuba in Japan asked 28 women to wear a specific rose scent oil on their clothing for a month, with another 22 volunteers enlisted as controls who put on plain water instead. MRI scans showed boosts in gray matter volume of those who wore rose scent. While an increase in brain volume doesn't nearly translate into more thinking power, the findings could have implications for neurodegenerative conditions such as dementia.
Well, another little side story for everybody. There was a bunch of guys in the Sheetz parking lot trying to sell perfume out of their trunk of their car today. And if they would have led with that sales key pitch, talking point, it probably would have been all right. Instead, he was like, yo, you like perfume? And his car is like blaring, like a whole bunch of cussing rap music. And I'm like, ay. So that story would definitely be helpful for the gas station perfume salesmen.
Mm-hmm.
Need to send it their way. Next time I see them, we'll let them know.
So it is interesting. Like, we know that smell has a lot to do with with our brain in terms of memories. Me and you were having this conversation the other day, like, what does the brain do and what does the brain not do? Yeah. What does the brain do and what does the spirit do? Like, what does the soul do? Mm-hmm. What's the difference between the soul and the brain? Which one is controlling what? And we were having a conversation about like memory and whether memory is in the soul or memory is in the brain. And this kind of goes to this one idea too about the idea that smells can often bring back like memories. So like certain smells can bring back. So
which I think most people know that just from their own experiences.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Christy, yes, we do post videos. You can find us on youtube.com, The Witching Hours Podcast. You can find us on all your podcast platforms as well. The Witching Hours Podcast. We're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and
iHeartRadio
and iHeartRadio, all the places you can find us. So wherever your favorite place is to listen to this stuff, feel free to follow us on there. And like I said earlier, hit the like button, and all those things are wonderful. Thank you. All right. So story number 5 tonight is the Pentagon releases a new batch of UFO files. The Pentagon on Friday released a new batch of files related to UFOs, also known as, man, why do they have to put this in every article? They're UFOs, including one report. I mean, it's like, I mean, look, if we were calling it
anomalous phenomena,
if we were calling it UAPs at this point, you wouldn't have to say it in every single news story about UFOs, right? Like, I need to start editing out like the term. I'm done with. At first, I was like willing to pander, like UAPs, whatever. I like the idea that there was a difference between UAP and USO. Yeah, something that was seen in the air and something that was seen in the ocean. But we can just say UFO and USO. There's no reason to have this UAP thing. I feel like there's some kind of like switcheroo that they're trying to do with this there anyway by changing that term. I don't know. Anyway, including one report from a military aviator who said he had a mysterious object unlike anything he had ever seen in his 28 years of service. Friday's release included 40 files, 14 documents, 19 videos, 4 audio files, and 3 images. The files come from a variety of agencies: the Pentagon, NASA, CIA, FBI, and Energy Department. The Pentagon posted the new files on its UFO website, so I think maybe we'll take a look at that again on next Monday, which houses the material that has been released under the executive order that Trump signed earlier in the year. And if you haven't seen it, it is pretty interesting. There's some pretty interesting pictures in there. One that looks like, I was showing them to you, Jenny. One that looks very interesting is like very blocky and cubey and I don't know, it looked like some kind of Star Wars probot droid or something. Then there was kind of like the diamond shape with like a halo around it that was interesting, which also kind of matches up with what some of the fighter pilots were saying they saw off the coast down not that far from here in Virginia,
Yeah.
So lots of interesting things that were on the videos this go around. We'll see what has to do with that. And then finally, our last story tonight, something sweet lurks near the center of the Milky Way.
It's a caramel filling.
Yeah. I have no clue how to pronounce it. Erythrulose, a sugar found in raspberries and kiwis and many red fruits, also apparently exists in a giant molecular cloud of gas and dust near the center of our galaxy.
How do they even know that?
26,745. I don't know. Maybe they did it. I don't know. 26,745 light years from Earth. This marks the first time a sugar has been seen in interstellar space. The results have been published in Nature Astronomy. The question is, how did that sugar get there? For life as we know it, sugars are vital both as energy storage molecules and as ingredients in biological building blocks such as DNA and RNA. But they also are relatively fragile and not necessarily easy to make from scratch, whether in deep space or on the early prebiotic Earth. Molecular clouds offer a potential shortcut for manufacturing sugars. However, because they're huge chemical factories, the molecular clouds can also be stellar nurseries, incubating new stars and planets in their depths. So I thought that was interesting, like the fact that there's just like these huge clouds of dust. Some of these clouds of dust are actually clouds of sugars, which could be
the center of our galaxy was cotton candy.
Some kind of
I knew it.
Incubation center. Like some of these incubation centers actually are sugar. I don't know.
Sugar,
which is one of the building blocks, right? So There we go.
Yes, yeah. Weird. That was a weird one.
That was the weird news.